And in the main event of the night, we had Randy Savage going up against Jake the Snake Roberts. This was like the best feud of the year of 1991. It was a short one. It happened around the time of Survivor Series, where basically Randy Savage had the Cobra bite Jake the Snake Roberts. They ended up taking Randy Savage. They ended up taking Jake the Snake Roberts out of the Survivor Series because of Sid's injury. And so they ended up making that a 3-on-3 match. Savage wasn't able to be at the show, but then they hyped up the Tuesday in Texas, which just was the main event of it, where basically Savage got his revenge, but this was the end-all be-all match. Savage ended up coming off the rope, getting the pin on Jake the Snake Roberts, and then we had Miss Elizabeth actually run down to the ring, celebrating the victory. As the show is about to be, calling it quits, we see a Jake the Snake Roberts looking at the ring from the actual curtain in the back, like right where a gorilla would be. Him looking into the camera saying basically, this isn't over. And you gotta be wondering as the show's going off, what is he talking about? Are they going to have another match? Is this the match that's going to happen at WrestleMania? But we actually find out on Superstars is that as Ms. Elizabeth and Macho Man Randy Savage were going to be walking through the curtain, Jake the Snake Roberts was going to hit him with a chair, but it was actually The Undertaker who prevented the attack. He was holding the chair so Savage couldn't hit him. Savage versus Undertaker ends up being the match at WrestleMania. This ends up, I guess you can say, being the face turn of the Undertaker. No longer wanting to do the dirty deeds. With Jake. Jake ends up getting beat at WrestleMania. He had got a big offer from WCW to jump ship, but while he was waiting out his non-compete clause, WCW had a change in power, and was it Jim Herd? No. It was Bill Watts. Bill Watts, comes in and he basically looks at Jake's big money contract, and before it's actually signed, the offer was made, but before the contract is signed, he ends up cutting Jake's deal. Jake, because he had just burned Vince, felt like he couldn't go back. He ends up working, I think he ends up working a year, if even that, with WCW. And his career at that time is on the downhill. It is what it is, but Jake would have a run. He had the big match against Sting in WCW. Most people remember him coming back to WWF, but really only to lose the finals of the King of the Ring to Stone Cold Steve Austin. And from there on out, man, it's basically the Heroes of Wrestling pay-per-view, which I think happened in 99, and then just praying that he gets fixed by DDP, and then him going into the Hall of Fame around WrestleMania 30. So this basically was, I think, in my opinion, this was probably Jake the Snake Roberts' last big match. Yeah, maybe the Sting one, which I think happened at a Clash of the Champions, but that's pretty much the exclamation point on his career. This was a great episode of Saturday Night's Main Event. Happened from a great time period of my childhood around WrestleMania 8, so I was pumped to watch this one. This one definitely was 2 thumbs up.